Hello, welcome to this update for Asia. Let's just see some new information about this system, the South China Sea. It's still an invest, and the Joint Typhoon Warning Center still has a low chance of development next 24 hours. But we have been seeing some new signs that this might eventually develop in the South China Sea. So we do have it here. Since yesterday, it has gone a little bit down in pressure from 1004 to 1002 millibars. And there's more convection associated spots of the South China Sea, more clouds concentration, but still kind of disorganized, some drier spots in there. But let's see the forecast. So it's still at a low chance, but they might have updates soon because I'll show you now. There's the GFS, still has this heading potential towards southern China, and the GFS does have a tropical storm, even to a typhoon by those red colors there, but I doubt this will be a typhoon. Max like a strong tropical storm. There's the Canadian, a little bit less confidence, but it also shows something potentially developing there, and there's the GFS and the Canadian. So let's see here. So there's it on the South China Sea. The GFS does have a tropical storm already 1 or 2 days from now in the South China Sea. So this goes and does show it passing Hainan and hitting spots of southern China, and it goes all the way to typhoon strength. The GFS goes into China there. So later it does have some weird stuff in the Western Pacific. But if the GFS is right, we might have a storm heading towards China, because the Canadian is also to tropical storm strength there. A little bit more disorganized on the Canadian, but it does have some tropical storm strength. This goes towards southern China. The Canadian hits a little bit further north, but it does hit southeastern China as well. So be monitoring if you are in those areas. And then later the Canadian takes this towards Japan with another front. So let's see the European, because I generally trust it more than those other models. So it also has like 998 close to tropical storm strength, but like it's very broad and disorganized. This doesn't look like a consolidated tropical cyclone. So it goes, but it does try to strengthen some in the South China Sea towards Hainan, spots of southern China. So practically the European does have a tropical storm as well into southern China. So if this happens, please be aware. This might cause flooding, more problems there. So no matter the strength, this blob of moisture will end up in China, even if it doesn't develop, and it might cause some heavy rain. So please be aware, but most likely it will be a tropical storm by the time it reaches southern China. So there's the icon here, shows like it's the icon already shows close to 1000 millibars. It's actually 1002 right now, but it shows strengthening further into a tropical storm. There will be some land interactions because of Vietnam and Hainan, the island south of China, but this might manage to reach tropical storm strength. So this goes right in between China and Vietnam into southern China there. So all the models that I have seen today have a tropical storm or a typhoon. So I don't say it will happen because this changes all the time, but it's very highly likely that a tropical storm will head towards southern China in the next 5 days. So please warn others there. Be careful in those areas. There's also this agency from Vietnam that already has like a track of the low pressure developing there. So this is from some hours ago, but they're almost developing this as well. So just interesting things to look at. So here, let's see if there's anything else. This is not really a tropical model, but it does show a 998 low pressure there as well. So better watch this close if you are in China. So this is the European model ensembles just until Friday. So it's from today, Monday, until Friday. And most members have something there in the South China Sea. Some even have a tropical storm. So this is some good support. There's a good amount of members showing stuff there. So better watch a lot if you are in Hainan or southern China, even Vietnam. So please be careful. The European has this second system trying to approach this, not as much support, but it does have something. So now 240 hours does show both of these systems eventually curving to China and the remnant into Japan and South Korea later. But it does have a lot of support for the South China Sea system. This one, the Philippines, is still to be determined. There's low support, but the South China Sea, will probably spin up into a tropical storm. So please be aware. There's the GFS, and it does have a lot of support as well. Spots the South China Sea into southeastern China. It has very little to no support in this one near the Philippines, but good to watch as well. And there's not even a single invest here, so that's just some future stuff to look at. But this one, the South China Sea, might want to watch closely. So be careful those areas and just watch this, stay safe. There's like the rainfall does show now until Wednesday already some storms in Japan and China because some old fronts. So still shows some stronger storms in eastern China, even 280 millimeters. So already be careful in those areas, especially in Japan. The European still shows more than 100 millimeters southern central Japan. So stay safe in those areas and please be careful. But now 5 days like this, even like 6 days, shows this going kind of near Vietnam into China, shows more than 100 meters in Hainan, more spots to even to 180. It does have across the whole southeastern coast of China more than 100 spots of 200. Just some spots a little bit less, but it does have more than 100 in Hong Kong as well. Taiwan, it even has more than 200 millimeters in Taiwan. But this area is the area of more concern that this might develop. So shows on the coast of Vietnam some heavy rain, Hong Sa, and more islands there. So please be careful. And also there's the GFS. The GFS goes straight into China with more than 200 millimeters. The Europeans struggling a little bit more to fully develop, but it does eventually show as well. But the GFS just goes head first into China. So if this happens, please be careful. Shows in Hainan to close to 300 millimeters right at the tip of the island, like 310. So please stay safe. More spots southeastern China. This might cause some dangerous flash flooding plus some urban flooding around Hong Kong and other cities there. So stay safe in those areas. Warn others. There's the icon. The icon's further south. It curves in between Vietnam and China, but it does show some very heavy rain those parts of the South China Sea into southern South Central China and Hainan. So please be careful in those areas. Warn others, especially the heavy rain, possible flooding. I don't think the axis reaches this far north, but yeah, it doesn't. But there's an interesting thing to point out in the axis. The axis shows 500 millimeters in Laos, even 600. I don't think this will happen because it usually exaggerates, and like 600 is like way more than any other model is showing. So this might be an outlier, but just know that the axis has been accurate many times in the past, so this is possible. But either if it's 100 or 600, there'll be some heavy rain spots of Laos and Cambodia. So please be careful. The European has 120 the next 5 days to 122, 150 in a few spots. So please be careful across Laos and Cambodia and Thailand. Some heavy rain, especially on the coast of Thailand and Cambodia, more than 200 millimeters. So stay safe. Some flooding there too. And let's see, Japan 5 days does increase as well. The European has to 300 millimeters southernmost Japan next 5 days. Multiple areas in the South Island. This big South Island is basically all more than 100 millimeters in the European, so it's even to 300. The GFS shows the far south a little bit less, but shows around this further north areas more than 103 Oshima, spots on Nagasaki, more than 178 South Korea. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful. The icon also shows, so most of the models are indicating some very heavy rain, southern Japan still next 5 days. So please stay safe. If I put until Friday, shows only to 250, but until Sunday shows more than 300 southern Japan down the icons, even in Hiroshima, Fukuoka. So please be careful. In Osaka, 94. In Tokyo, not too much, but does show a little bit of rain too. So please be careful. Some flooding spots of Japan as well. But now, going back to this potential tropical storm, let's see if the European shows anything about the wind gusts, because if this develops, there will be some rougher waves and some stronger winds the South China Sea. And either way, already by Wednesday shows more wind action as around the South China Sea. So be careful, some larger waves and everything. So Wednesday, Thursday does have around Hongsa, some strong winds, especially near southeastern China, even Taiwan, some strong gusts. This goes and tries to go into southeastern China. This is some higher gusts as well. So let's put this in kilometers per hour. Shows around some 73. Even by next Sunday, the Europeans like to 100 kilometers per hour gusts near the eastern China coast. So this like 1 week from now, but it's worth watching. The GFS just goes head first into China. So it forms these very strong winds in the South China Sea. The GFS more than 83 km per gust in Hong Kong, not the spot. So if this happens, please be careful. Even shows to 97 km per gust Hong Kong, 103 in a few spots, 107. So if this happens, please be careful. The winds plus the heavy rain and flooding that might happen. So stay safe. This is like next Saturday in 5 days, but it does go there. But it might start developing by Tuesday and Wednesday. So today is Monday, might be developing by Wednesday. So please be careful. Those areas, the icon curves in between China and Vietnam, but it does have some stronger gusts in the South China Sea as well, and eventually to Hainan and China, especially this pass over Hainan and southern China, there'll be some higher gusts. The icon in southern China is already to like 107, even more. So we'll keep watching this. Just be aware that this is coming, including the waves to the South China Sea if this forms. So stay safe in those areas. And the next area of concern is around India and Myanmar. So let's see India first. So those monsoon winds will start picking up in the second half of this week again, the Arabian Sea. So this might start dumping more than 300 millimeter spots of Western India once again, like after Wednesday and Thursday. So until Thursday, just shows to like 100 millimeter spotted to southwestern India, to 98 Sri Lanka, some as well. But from Thursday to Friday, already increases by 200 millimeters. This is like a 200 millimeter increase in less than 48 hours. So this is possible, but maybe the European can exaggerate as well. But you know that this is coming. Those winds are going to increase the moisture starting around the 13th. So please be careful. If I put this until June 16th, for example, it shows you 500 millimeters Western India, shows Central India some storms as well next 6 days, but especially the coast of Western India shows even more than 500 millimeters. I know that this will be spread out between many days, but it can cause some very dangerous flooding. So please be careful, especially from the 13th of June to the 16th. Around those 3-4 days will be the worst. So stay safe in those areas. And like just until the 14th, the Europeans are already to 300 and 400. So the GFS is already to 500 just in the next 5 days. So look, if I put this until Thursday, it shows 58 millimeters. If I put it until Saturday, 500. So it increased by by 400 millimeters in less than 3 days. So, like 500 millimeters falling in 3 days might cause some catastrophic flooding. So please stay safe in those areas, and know that this is coming. Warn others and like stay on higher ground away from flooding. And then does show here further north to 100, a few spots further south close to 200. Mumbai is kind of good for now, but the icon does have some more Mumbai close to 100, but the icon is unusually far north. The other models have the worst further south. The icon shows most of the west coast of India more than 100, so be aware in those areas. Later, the icon does increase to 300 in Mumbai by like the 16th, but the European is around to 200 in Mumbai until the 16th. The GFS is to 26, so the GFS just has the worst further south. It's not showing anything too far north, but this might reach you as well, Mumbai. So keep watching, and please stay safe. Those spots in India, know that this is coming, and let's just set up another model here to see it as well, like across Asia. So where is it? Here. So in India, just to see what it has as well. So this the Canadian model. It takes a little bit to load, but you will soon. So now let's see Myanmar. So it does show next 5 days more than 100 millimeter spots of western Myanmar as well, especially southern areas like more than 200 to 300 millimeters. Some spots in the southern coast of Myanmar. So please be careful in those areas. Even the Nicobar Islands and Andaman Islands, especially in this southern coast here, those strong storms and flooding. So stay safe. In more spots, central Myanmar, some showers and storms, more around central northern areas, but especially southern Myanmar, that heavy moisture from the Bay of Bengal. So stay safe in those areas, some flooding as well. And Sri Lanka even shows close to 200, even more next 5 days. Southwestern areas, Langstrip Islands shows a lot of storms too. So stay safe in those areas there. And yeah, let's see here. There's the icon too. The icon shows more in the ocean, does show more than 100 meters on the southern coast of Myanmar. The GFS is even to 300, some spots of central southern Myanmar, like 337, and shows most of southern Myanmar, those areas. So please be careful in those areas, stay safe. In the Philippines, it's better, but still shows more than 100 millimeters, even to 200, a few isolated spots in the western Philippines next 5 days. And those showers and storms, the intertropical convergence zone, still around Micronesia, spots of Palau, still be aware. A few more showers in Guam, a thunderstorm or two, and some more rain there too, but some storms the islands of Japan. And now shows like Indonesia, it's not too heavy, but there are some heavier spots as well. Shows 200 millimeters, a few spots central Indonesia, even southern Indonesia to like 58 millimeters, a few islands. Shows there across Sumatra, nothing too crazy, but does show a few showers and storms from time to time. Shows also central Indonesia, the area of most activity, to 74 millimeters, 72 on the European. The axis has slightly more in a few spots to 100, but like very specific spots. And it does have the axis, the southern part here of Indonesia, south of Sulawesi, more than 200, especially in those small islands. So be careful in those areas, stay safe. Western Guinea still shows more than 200 into Papua New Guinea, even on the European. So stay safe. Central Western Guinea there into Papua New Guinea. And Australia is fairly dry, a shower or two in northern Queensland, but the actions around those cold fronts in the South Australia, still a few showers. Next 5 days, maybe something around New South Wales, a bigger front in the ocean. Like southwest and most Australia might have some action too. So you keep watching. And they'll show even South Korea, North Korea, the European showing more than 100 millimeters if the remnants of those cyclones in the South China Sea go towards that direction. So stay safe in those areas, and I don't know if this will ever work. So let's just check over here because this other site is very fast. So India, let's see, like just Western Pacific. So it does show, let's see for China first. So the Canadian does have more than 200 millimeters. Southern Japan, a few spots there as well, and does show spots of China close to 200 if this passes. But it has the worst around the South China Sea. So, like I showed you before, the Canadian has something weak there into China. It does have southern Taiwan next 6 days has a lot as well, especially Myanmar, those areas. The Canadian shows more than 300 millimeters the coast of Myanmar, so stay safe around Cambodia, more spots as well. And in India, until June 17th, so like next 7 days, it shows those very bright yellows. That's even to like 500 millimeters in a few spots. Further south spots to 200, 300, but especially those central coasts, the central to southwestern coasts, more than 400 millimeters. So it's also showing some very heavy rain. So stay safe in those areas. In just 5 days until the 14th, it does show to like 200, a few spots to 250 or 300. But from June 14th towards the 17th, the Canadian has even more. So stay safe in those areas. Please be careful there. And here, just to check if there's any snow in those mountains, still shows spots of Tajikistan, Afghanistan, in Tibet, in China, central China, the mountains, northern Bhutan, northern Nepal, still some snow in the mountains, even a thing or two into northern Iran and the Caucasus there. So the GFS zero, absolutely zero in the Caucasus, but it does have in Tajikistan. The icon has like a tiny centimeter or two in northern Azerbaijan into Russia, but the European still shows there. Russia still shows some snow in northern Russia, like in central Siberia, possibly some spots central to northern Russia. But be aware in those areas. But still shows a lot of rain, scared rain, next 5 days for central Russia in those areas. And if you're wondering, there's actually level 3 of severe weather happening right now in central western Russia. So this is like still happening right now. So if by the time you watch this video, it might be over, but just be aware because those storms across Russia, there might be a little bit more some more severe storms because of it's already hot and everything. But this one is being caused by this low pressure near northwestern Russia there. Then you lift north and does show a few more storms like Wednesday, central western Russia, even Kazakhstan, the Caucasus, a few scattered storms. And then show like still by Friday, central Russia, Kazakhstan, and those downpours in India there. So Friday, Saturday, still a few storms, and the European does have a low pressures next Saturday, Western Russia. And here you can check if there's Cape as well, especially for Tuesday. This like the instability that causes most severe weather. So this like Tuesday afternoon at that same time shows a few storms there. So there's still the possibility of some more severe storms this week. Just be aware in case of severe storms there, and stay safe. There's another place with snow here as well. That's New Zealand. Shows this system came off of Australia. There still shows some snow 22 centimeters, 16, 8 centimeters, 14. So still be aware those mountains. There's that system in the Tasmanian Sea there. They'll start bringing by Tuesday today because it's already Tuesday there. But like in the next few hours. So it's around Tuesday morning. There's like early morning. So by this afternoon or into Tuesday night into Wednesday shows this strong cold front, spots of New Zealand, some snow starting the mountains, some freezing rain in those mountains as well. So be careful. More storms, some strong thunderstorms Tuesday through Wednesday, some more snow until Thursday. A few spots of the mountains and more storm. But this initial cold from there might have some very strong wind to some big waves. So some wind gusts near the coast might get pretty strong spots of New Zealand. So Wednesday, Thursday still shows some wind gusts, but especially as this initial front comes. So stay safe. A few interior spot there. New Zealand shows Tuesday. Doesn't show much in Auckland, but shows some stronger winds in areas around. So be careful. Tuesday, Wednesday. There's the access here as well to see if he has something interesting. So it just disappeared, but here shows like those winds near the South Island, especially there in the ocean. This goes, it might cross near Auckland as well, slightly Hargus in a moment or two. But this goes, and especially those interior spots, the North Island. So stay safe in those areas. Still shows some heavy rain, potentially even to 100 millimeters as far to by the European, but more central to southern New Zealand, a few spots. So be careful, the heavier snow and the rain there and everything. So stay safe. In Australia, there's like this front right now, some storms near Victoria, New South Wales, but there's this front coming like today as well. Spots of southwestern Australia, some storms and rain. It will last until Wednesday morning. Then this goes into South Australia Wednesday into Thursday, especially Thursday, a few showers too. Potentially Saturday the 14th, a few more fronts to watch. And still shows in other parts of Oceania, like some possible storms, Vanuatu, Samoa Islands, still those tropical showers. Fiji and Samoa and Tonga, there's this area of high pressure there, keeping things slightly drier, but still some showers, some storms near New Caledonia and Vanuatu. Still shows some fronts near French Polynesia, nothing too crazy, but does show a few storms as well, those fronts and some rain. So be aware, and shows like, especially here, the rain shows a few passing storms, Samoa Islands, into Vanuatu and those areas, and does show this front around for French Polynesia by the end of the week, especially like starting Wednesday, Thursday, and some spots there. So be aware those occasional fronts, and like they might bring some wind as well. Spots of Samoa and Fiji still slightly breezier. A few spots in Samoa, even to French Polynesia, especially if those fronts come by. So later, by like mid-June, does show more wind spots of the Coral Sea and Vanuatu. We'll keep watching that. And be aware those temperatures in New Zealand still. There's the snow and everything, but still pretty cold in the South Island and those areas in the mountains especially. And even in the North Island, like this morning, today in some areas there. Later it gets less cold, but still in the South Island colder. It still shows like snow, a tiny bit of snow in New South Wales, like 1.2 centimeters. Does GFS 0.2, so nothing crazy, but beware some frost there still in those areas, some -1 during the days, slightly higher, but still cold, even to -3 a few days. Thursdays still shows spots of -5 to -6. Tasmania, especially by Friday, showing some very cold temperatures. New South Wales, so be careful in those areas. And then this goes some frost and everything. Even Central Australia is kind of coldish, but does warm up in the far north during the day. So yeah, in terms of warming up, there's a very warm place around here. It's not just warm, but it's baking. So spots of the Middle East still into Pakistan, like I showed you 2 days ago in that video, still to 47 degrees, 48, a few spots in central Pakistan. The Middle East as well, more than 43 degrees, many spots Saudi Arabia to Iran. But Tuesday, this goal still shows into central Pakistan, those areas even to 47, 48 degrees. So especially some specific times of day might be hotter, like 48, the feels like temperatures might feel like 50 degrees, the feelings. So please stay safe. Saudi Arabia to more than 46 as well, 45 in Iraq, in Oman. So please stay safe. Wednesday, Thursday still shows there, especially like to 49 degrees Celsius Thursday in Pakistan possibly. So please stay safe. Do everything you can to like stay cool and out of the heat. So please stay hydrated as well. Stay safe. More spots to 47, Saudi Arabia right to 46 again, 47 there in Iraq. So Thursday, Friday still shows that this might get worse in Iraq by Friday, showing still to 49 degrees on the European model. So the feels like temperatures might even feel like more than 50. So please stay safe. The GFS around 49 as well. The icon to 48 to 49. So please stay safe in those areas. Saudi Arabia too, part of the United Arab Emirates. And still shows Saturday the 14th, 51 degrees. I won't confirm this yet because each model is different and it changes the whole entire day, but 51 degrees is out of this planet. So you have to do everything you can to stay out of the sun, drink a lot of water, stay out of the heat, and please stay safe. And even if just 40 degrees, even if it's like just 40, you already have to do all of that to stay safe. So imagine 51. So please stay safe in those areas. And even depending on more sensitive persons, even like 30 degrees might be a lot, right? So depends on the person. So please stay safe and be careful. And just comparing the GFS is also to 50, 51 in a couple of towns Saturday. The icon has widespread 50 degrees, 49 to 51 in some areas Saturday. So please stay safe. There's still 50 degrees by Sunday, a few spots to 48, Saudi Arabia to 46 in Pakistan. So Sunday, next Monday gets better, but still 49 in a couple of areas into western Iran and Pakistan, more than 48, 47 in Oman, Saudi Arabia. So please stay safe, spread the word, spread the word about this intense heat and what they should do to stay safe. So please be careful and check the description below the video because I'm trying to improve the description so people don't have to watch the whole thing. But yeah, you should also skip to your part of the video. Like if you are in Australia or in Asia, you can skip not to see everything. But please just translate the description if you don't understand the English as well. That will help, and stay safe. In terms of cold spots, Russia is still colder, far north, in the Himalayas of course. And yeah, still a few colder spots, but even Russia is already kind of hot. Central Western Russia in a few spots, Kazakhstan, central China a few spots, even Turkey into Syria goes 41 degrees. So stay safe in those areas, and still some high wind gusts Western Russia into Eastern Europe, and further northwestern Russia by Tuesday tomorrow, and Mongolia, spots of China again, and the South China Sea of course, spots of the Arabian Sea, more spots. So stay safe. Those wind gusts as well might be stronger in Sri Lanka, Somalia, the Bay of Bengal too by the end of this week, and still in Russia the European has some low pressures around Afghanistan, some gusts as well by Saturday. So we'll keep watching this. If this curves towards Japan later, it might produce a lot of strong wind, but that's far out. We'll keep watching. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful.